Greetings to students, faculty and staff, family and friends, and welcome to the Miramar High School Top 10% virtual celebration of 2020. My name is Dr. Susan Rosenkrantz, or as my students like to call me, Professor Dr. Rosenkrantz, and we're about to embark on an amazing event. A chance to acknowledge those students whose intelligence and determination elevated them to the top 10% of their graduating class. But what's just as wonderful is this is giving us all a chance to be together again. You know, since March 13th, we haven't been together on the Miramar campus. But that doesn't mean we haven't been learning. Without even admitting an application or writing a college essay, we were all automatically enrolled in the School of Life, where we have been studying subjects we never even heard of. Things like social distancing, PPE, DPA, mitigation, and we've been learning some invaluable lessons. The most important of which is Clorox should only be used on the outside. It should never be imbibed, ingested, or otherwise introduced inside our bodies. Thank you. You know, as a historian, I've tried to look back and find parallels to this time, and there aren't any because we're in uncharted territory. But if my father taught me anything, it's to stay positive. At the age of 92, he wrote, "It's refreshing to note that when we spend time helping others, we have very little time to feel sorry for ourselves." Helping others. You know, I may have been isolated for the last 2 months, but I've been observing humanity every day at its best. People reaching out to help friends, to help family, to help complete strangers. You know how we always used to tell our students, stop texting? Not anymore. Text, Skype, FaceTime, go ahead. Those are our lifelines. And speaking of lifelines, I have to take this moment to thank our amazing administration and guidance staff under the guidance of our wonderful principal, Ms. Formoso, because they have done everything possible to keep our family together and to give students everything they need, whether it's books or computers or food or someone to listen to. Thank you. And now, before I go back to my daily job of providing a lap for my 7 cats, let me just say how proud I am to be here as we celebrate these amazing students. You know, the seniors were robbed of rituals that should have been theirs. But this is our way of giving something back to you, seniors. You may feel alone right now, but you're not. We're all there with you. We're linking hands. Because after all, we're Miramar. One team, one dream. Let the festivities begin.
Hello everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi Patriots, I want to take a moment to welcome each of you to our virtual Top 10% award ceremony. I know that this is a little bit different, but what does not change is our commitment to each of you. I want to take a moment to thank the incredible village that we have at Miramar High School, all of your teachers, administration, and counselors. I also want to thank your parents. They really could have selected any high school, and we're so proud and so happy that they selected Miramar High, where we truly feel like we are a Patriot family. Also, congratulations to our Patriot Scholars. The 52 students before us today have earned a remarkable $5.2 million in scholarships. I'm going to say that again. The 52 students have earned $5.2 million in scholarships. But what truly impresses me is that you're humanitarians. I went ahead and I added up all of the community service hours, and we know that it's not an accurate representation of this year because we did have our year cut short. But the 52 students have 14,100 service hours together, and not to mention that you are a part of multiple clubs and organizations, and you've really made Miramar High School the phenomenal place that it is. So congratulations to our Patriot Scholars. Know that you are forever a Patriot and that you are always welcome back in our lovely school. And I'm going to just leave you with one piece of advice. My piece of advice that I always have for students is to pursue your passion. You will never feel like you are working a day in your life if you absolutely love what you do and that you help those around you. So Patriots, we love you. We're going to miss you. And again, we hope you enjoy our virtual celebration.
A quote by Maddie Mullins says, "The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday." This is the philosophy by which Archana Thekapat lives her life, consistently trying to be her best self without needing to be compared to anyone else and always moving forward. As a teacher, I've learned that I don't have to reiterate Archana's mistakes because she will receive critiques freely and make adjustments accordingly, a skill that's not common for people her age. Archana is also one of the kindest and most helpful students I've ever had, and she has a passion to make a difference in the world. Archana will be attending the University of Florida in the fall with the hope of pursuing a medical career. Archie, please remember your chemistry life lessons. When you're stressed, use Le Chatelier's principle to adjust in a way to relieve that stress. The solution is always within you. Nearly 4 years ago, a quiet ninth grade girl sat in my class, hardly saying anything, but analyzing everything. Helena Tullahan demonstrated nothing less than perfection in her academics, not because she was striving for a grade, but because she truly embraced the learning process and wanted to understand the subject matter she was interacting with. Fast forward a few years, and that voracious learner is still in my class, but the quiet student has been replaced with an outspoken one who thinks critically, questions everything, and consistently challenges her teachers and classmates. With her brilliant mind, I'm sure that Helena will one day solve some of the world's biggest problems or cure the most devastating diseases. Helena plans to begin the next chapter of her life at my alma mater, the prestigious University of Miami. It has been a truly remarkable experience having you as part of my chemistry crew, Helena. As you continue to solve life's enigmas, remember that no matter what the question is, the answer is probably because of Coulomb's law.
You know when students come into your room that first day of the year and they slink toward the back to try to find a seat as far away from your desk as they can possibly get? Yeah, well, that's not Simon Peter Melleth. Simon made a beeline for the front row in the middle seat. I think that was so he could be sure that I would not miss any of the times when he thrust his hand into the air and asked questions, which he did, repeatedly, because Simon is blessed with a fearless curiosity. This is a fact I quickly discovered during my first lecture with him. But far from annoying, I actually found this kind of exhilarating, as he and I would daily embark on an academic adventure together. Simon is an original thinker, and he's also an enthusiastic collaborator who listens to others and celebrates their contributions. He approaches each task with heart, humility, and just a dash of humor. Well, okay, maybe a splash. Okay, a deluge. But Simon, for me, was a natural choice when it came to sending someone to the Freedom Foundation's Valley Forge conference. I knew he would soak up that experience and find his own unique way to incorporate everything he learned into his own work and his own life. Because with his intellect and questing mind, Simon is a born leader. Simon is a young man of vision. Any questions? Yeah. Yes, Simon. Yes, I'll get you a copy of the speech. Every year, IB students stand in the hallway, poised with a brace of arrows, ready to target me as I race down the hall wearing a sign that says, "Choose me as your extended essay mentor." I have a hard time saying no. And every year I have to end up harassing and haranguing those same students to turn things in on time and do a little, research. And that is just one of the reasons my experience mentoring Danielle Lewis was so wonderfully different. First of all, Danielle is a lifelong learner. She has a gentle spirit that masks a ferocious tenacity to search for the truth. And that made my time working with her an absolute pleasure. She has such a patient and scholarly approach to history. She was investigating the impact of the Khmer Rouge policies on the children of Cambodia. Think about that. But it should be no surprise that she wanted to write about children, because working with women of tomorrow, she inspires young girls to reach for success. And as an officer of Students Against Destructive Decisions, Danielle counsels troubled young students, offering them hope and support. Danielle is a young woman of grace and maturity and fierce intelligence. She understands the power of an idea and uses her talents to ensure that every idea has the opportunity to thrive and inspire, just like Danielle.
What can I say about Hanif Murray? He is my brethren from Jamaica. We share a lot in common. Some may even say he can pass for my son because our demeanor is almost the same. I see me in him, and him in me. He is hilarious and gets me laughing at least 3 times a class. He is not afraid to ask any question if he is confused. Therefore, I get a lot of questions each class. But I just love re-explaining the same info 3 times in 3 different ways until Hanif finally gets it. Once he gives me that look of comprehension, I know everyone else understands. He is the ultimate competitor and orator who does not back down from an intellectual argument, no matter how trivial or petty it is. His sarcastic remarks is why I think of him as Mr. White Jr. I will always remember conversing about life and the lessons that we can take from it. Just remember that you are brilliant, resilient, and worthy of the great man I know you are becoming. Mr. White's words of wisdom, or wows, I'll leave him with Jamaica's motto, out of many, one people, but I can say, out of Miramar, only one Hanif Murray. Enough respect, brethren. Ade Coleman is a brilliant daughter that I hope my future daughter becomes. She has a beautiful spirit, and that makes her a genuine person. I can say that Ade makes sure I know my information because I know that she certainly does. I hope that she understands that she is going to accomplish greatness in life, and the magic of who she is makes me a proud teacher. What I will miss most about Ade is her competitive spirit. Even though she acts like she's not competitive, we know better. She wants to win, but what's great about her is that she does not want others to lose. This is a dichotomy that one can be proud of. These 2 years spent with you as a teacher have made me a better teacher, and I would like to say thank you for that. Mr. White's wow, or words of wisdom, continue being you and stay humbly confident.
Hi, Viviana. I'm honored to celebrate this time with you as you ascend into the top 10% of your class, the class of 2020. I know that you will go forward and produce great things as you did in my class. If there is anything that you need from me, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be there for you.
When it comes to the top 10%, there always seems to be a running theme amongst those that qualify for the honor. That trait that I seem to be referring to is individuality. Now, while their schoolwork might not always be done individually, the way in which they react to their surroundings and approach a situation is unique to every one of them. When it comes to Brandon Francois, Individuality is the first word that comes to mind. As we're all aware, Brandon has a laugh like none other. It's usually the first thing that brings our attention to him, and whether you're next to him, in the same room, next door, or even on the same floor, you've heard him at some point and automatically knew that an irresistible smile and overly positive attitude were sure to follow. A famous proverb states, "Be yourself because everyone else is taken." And as a high school student seeking acceptance from your peers, it can be tough to see the reasoning behind these words at times. Brandon, however, personifies it. He is, simply put, the best version of himself and nobody else. He doesn't let others or their opinions alter who he is and who he strives to be. I've learned so much from him over these last 3 years, much more than I could have ever imagined he's learned from me. As a future student at the Stanford University, I look forward to seeing where this future leader of the United States will take us. Congratulations, Brandon. I wish you all the best. So I'm not sure I've ever been under as much pressure introducing a student as I am with Julie Thomas. So, alright, Julie, this is it. At first it was the seldom reminders of seeing you in the hallway. Then it was the pit stops between classes. Eventually, it turned into the lunch episodes, where you would just sit with your fellow classmates and I while you mentioned and reminded me on a near daily basis just how important it was that I did this for you. Now, unfortunately, due to time constraints, this might not be what it could have been. So I need you to know something that I bet you were unaware of. Doing this speech and representing you was just as important to me as it could have ever been to you. It was your unwavering positivity, your ever-present smile, your chipper attitude, and your overall optimistic outlook that gave me great honor in introducing you as a member of the top 10%. You make a great student with your unwavering positivity. You make a great friend with your ever-present smile and your chipper attitude. And you're going to make a great leader in this world with your overall optimistic outlook that we so desperately need. Thank you so much for always brightening my day, and I look forward to brighter days in the future of this world, thanks to you. Congratulations again.
But it's just too hard, Mrs. Harrell, she says. Maybe, but you can handle it, I always tell her. I say this because it's true. Anne Renee St. Fleur is one of the toughest young women I know, and she can and has handled anything thrown at her. Anne is a survivor, immigrating to the United States after the 2010 earthquake devastated her homeland, Haiti. Anne adjusted to a new language, a new school system, and a whole new life. But she didn't just adjust, she thrived in the midst of adversity. And as Oprah said, she turned her wounds into wisdom. Anne is constantly seeking the best in herself, and she is constantly motivating her peers to seek the best in themselves. Anne is a natural leader, not just through her involvement in many extracurricular activities, but because she knows how to stand up for what is just and true, and how to blaze her own trail when the road seems to stop. Though she has many options, in the fall she plans to attend the University of Florida to study food science and chemistry. Anne Renee St. Fleur, I hope that you live out your chemistry life lessons, because like a buffer system, you are able to overcome every change. And like a catalyst, you can be the one to cause that change.
Since day one, Serena Ali has been quite the enigma. She's had her ups and she's had her downs, as most students do. But for some reason, I could always count on her to come out on top. I never knew what it was, or why I always felt that way, but for some reason, I felt safe in assuming that she was going to grasp what I taught and show me that all my efforts didn't go for naught. Now, it could have been a day where she didn't want to be there, like most students usually feel. Or it could have been a day where, she was the only one that showed an interest. which is rare, but also something that I see sometimes in most of my students. In either case, I just knew that she would get the job done. I can't tell you how important it is to have a student like that in every class. That go-to student to make us feel like everything we do is worth it in the end. So Serena, what I'm trying to say is thank you. Thank you for being that calming force in the face of all the turbulence. Thank you for being there for me and all of your teachers and showing us that hard work and the proper mindset will always pay off in the end. And lastly, thank you. Thank you for choosing me as your representative in the top 10% for the class of 2020. Radoshi, if you would have told me that I would be introducing you as a member of the top 10% after how our relationship started last year, I would call you crazy. But the more I think about it, the more I notice just how much this makes sense. You have the attitude, you have the intelligence, and you have the personality that just symbolizes what every teacher, especially one like myself, looks for in a student. You have it all. First, let's start with the attitude, because, well, that's how we got to know each other. Thanks for teaching us today, Mr. Anderson. Will forever be etched in my mind as the first of many sarcastic remarks I receive from you. But hey, sometimes a teacher likes the challenge of trying to reach a student with those feelings, and I've enjoyed every second of every moment trying to overcome that initial hurdle. Second, your intelligence. Obviously, it helps when we teach students with the ability to learn, but the ability to take information and apply it to not only academic but social concepts and help others to understand it in their own unique way is a gift that only few possess, and I consider myself lucky to have taught one of those students in you. Lastly, your personality. As your favorite quote states, albeit influenced with a slight recency bias, perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And I believe this is the best way to describe you. Perfectly balanced. Never too low in the worst of times, and never too high in the best of times, but always living in the moment, as all things should be.
I am 67 years old, but at the beginning of the school year with my bum knee, I was walking like I was more like 87. It took me forever to get to my room in the morning. And that's where Bawadi came along as president of Rosie's Rescue. Every morning, she and her partner in crime, Angie, would meet me in the parking lot, and they would schlep everything from my car, my computer, my books, my lunch, while I limped along behind them. At the time, I thought this was just being done out of the goodness of Bawadi's heart, because if there's one thing she's known for, it's being in the right place at the right time to help other people. But then I found out she was planning on being a physical therapist, and so I'm beginning to wonder whether I was just some sort of a pedagogical guinea pig. But it's been a joy to have Bawadi in my classroom. It's not just that she's intelligent and imaginative and a gifted writer. It's also that she's so unaffected and down to earth. And she has amazing enthusiasm for every task, whether it's analyzing history or going full Bollywood in the ISA show. You know, Bawadi chose as her quote, "Everything happens for a reason," and she credited it to Marilyn Monroe, which a lot of people do. But actually, the Nobel Prize winning humanitarian and physician Albert Schweitzer was probably the first to say that. But either way, it works for Bawadi, who I'll remember not just for her inner beauty, but for her desire to make the world a better place.
It is with the proudest of hearts that I introduce this amazing young lady to you. She's an extraordinary and bright young lady. Every task that has been given to her has been carried out with great effort and perfection. She's a strong and positive leader. She takes matters into her own hands and makes sure that what needs to get done gets done. She has taken on different major projects at our school and community, and they have been a success. She has the ability to easily connect with others and help them in any way that she can. She also has this bubbly personality that is contagious and brightens up every room that she walks into. This young lady is not only talented, but also has the biggest heart. She cares about those around her, our community, and wants to continue to help to the best of her ability. She will be attending the University of Central Florida to become a neurosurgeon. To this young lady, I say, I have been blessed to be your teacher, to witness how you carry yourself so gracefully. I admire the way you accept challenges, stay calm, and never let go of your beautiful smile, no matter how stressful the situation may be. You are an extraordinary human being, and I know that you will do wonderful things with your life. I cannot wait to see you reach your dreams. I love you, will miss you greatly, and I send you the biggest hug. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you Fiza Hashim.
As my years at Miramar pass by, I come to learn something new from my students each and every year. Angelina Corwin is one of the students that has taught me a precious lesson over these last 2 years, and I couldn't be more thankful for having someone like her in my class. As her favorite quote says, strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. And when you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. I couldn't have picked a better set of words to describe Angelina. As not only a student, athlete, member of a team, or simply put, a high-quality human being and member of this school and society. For everything she's gone through, all the hardships and all the struggles, she has built a strength that few, if any, can rival. It would be my pleasure to represent and introduce Angie for this prestigious honor as a member of the top 10% of the class of 2020. Congratulations, Angie.
Greetings, parents, faculty, and staff, students. This evening, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Isabel Gonzalez as one of our top 10 scholars for the graduating class of 2020. I remember Isabel as a shy ninth grader in my AP World History class 4 years ago. Despite her shyness, she quickly became attached to me and has never left my side. My most favorite memory of Isabel is of her sneaking into the freshman building during a lunch to come see if I had snacks. We would spend our entire lunch break having the most intellectual discussions about politics, her trips around the world with mom and dad, her future goals, and of course, the latest tea about the IB class. Some of Isabel's many accolades include National Honor Society, founder of the Miramar International Club, Parliament of Florida Future Educators of America, and editor of the school yearbook. Outside of school, she volunteers at the Broward County Animal Care and Adoption Center and Wishes and Blessings, an orphan Indian girls organization. Isabel's future goals include attending the University of Florida and becoming an obstetrician gynecologist, in addition to offering medical care in both the United States and in undeveloped countries. Additionally, she aspires to be an independent woman. Her favorite quote is one that I truly believe defines her true character, which is, with realization of one's own potential and self-confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world. Isabel, you are a true role model for your peers. You exude love and appreciation for the academia. I admire your integrity and love of education, your confidence and commitment to your goals, and your passion for wanting to make a change in this world. You are caring and selfless. I am not surprised at your choice of wanting to offer medical assistance in underdeveloped countries, and I look forward to your success. It has indeed been a pleasure being your teacher and mentor for the past 4 years. I look forward to hearing about the amazing impact in the lives of so many you will make. Congratulations, well deserved.
Shanice Walker is that rare student who understands the importance of listening and of engaging in quiet conversation. She may sit silently in class, but her work speaks volumes. Patient and undaunted, she's unafraid to follow evidence into uncharted territory. The result of this determined perseverance is analysis that is never less than compelling. It's not surprising that Shanice's favorite quote is from Confucius. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Shanice is not afraid of making a mistake because she knows mistakes are the building blocks of life. Moreover, Shanice's dedication to her studies is matched by her concern for the community. She volunteers at Memorial Hospital and takes part in food drives and city cleanups for Miramar. An animal lover like myself, she also donates her time to Humane Society of Broward County. In every task she tackles, Shanice showcases her commitment to those in need and serves as a shining example to her fellow students. With her dedication and determination, Shanice has set herself and everyone in her circle on the path to excellence. Thank you.
Over the last 2 years, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know Sam Radhakrishnan in my class. When she first entered my class, she was one of 6 students that had previously taken psychology. She took a seat near the front and continuously demonstrated her dedication to learning. In her senior year, Sam was still extremely determined to succeed in my class, and I was incredibly impressed with her ability and choice to independently study course material. Sam is an incredibly brilliant and determined student, but I also appreciate her interest and creativity. I have been impressed with Sam's contributions toward the annual ISA show, and I treasure our shared interests in soccer and yoga. Sam's favorite quote is, "Adulting is soup, and I am a fork." Clearly, as she has proceeded through her high school career, she has done so with a bit of wit. I believe this goes to show that Sam is incredibly resilient, overcoming obstacles and looking at the bright and humorous side of things, a great trait to have. Next up for Sam is to become a student at my alma mater, University of Central Florida, go Knights, and she intends to become an investment banker one day. I have no doubt that her collegiate experience will bring her many opportunities for her to overcome and succeed, and she will grow and learn and become a spoon in the adulting soup life. Thank you for giving me the wonderful opportunity of being the teacher that introduces you, Sam, and congratulations on this brilliant accomplishment.
Maya Baptiste. I have so much to say and so little time to say it in. When I first met you, I had no idea what I was getting into. A quiet, shy, intelligent young lady with ambitions that only those close to you were even aware of. I never knew what it was going to take to get to know you at that level, but becoming involved with the drama club ended up being the best decision that I could make. At first, Watching you compete was quite the shock. I'll never forget hearing your voice at a reasonable volume for the first time, and boy was it something special. Your knack for the performing arts is something that I never would have guessed you had when I first met you, but my how quickly do I regret ever making that assumption. Your favorite quote, as it usually does, personifies my experience with you perfectly. I might forget what you said, and I might forget what you did, but I will never forget how you made me feel, and I think that goes for anyone that's ever seen you compete. As a student, you've excelled just as expected, getting better as the times got harder. You persevere through the hardest of situations and always find yourself coming out on top, no matter how bleak things may seem. Thank you for sharing your gift with me, both in the classroom and at your extracurricular competitions. I look forward to great things from you in the future, and I thank you with all my heart for giving me the opportunity to honor you as a member of the top 10% of the class of 2020.
I have the pleasure of introducing Abigail Tanis as a top 10% student. When I first met Abigail, she seemed to be a reticent and amiable student among a rambunctious group of students in the anthropology class. As I've gotten to know Abigail, she's remained a grounded and intelligent student with a determination for learning. Abigail's favorite quote is, "You don't get to know why things happen, they just do. Just live your life in the unknown." It is clear, having chosen this quote, that Abigail is not afraid of rising to the challenge. She will no doubt accomplish great things due to embracing this courageous attitude. Recently, I started a discussion in anthropology class where I asked, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be, and why does this culture make you interested in traveling there? I knew Abigail was going to pick South Korea. I knew she had a passion for K-pop, as she is the secretary of our Hallyu Club. However, what stood out to me was her interest in seeing the technological advancements of the country. It's no wonder that Abigail is headed to University of Florida, intending to study software development or informational technology. Knowing Abigail, she will bring a level of caring and sociocultural focus to computer science. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present you, Abigail, and congratulations on this amazing accomplishment.
Hi, Viviana. I'm honored to celebrate this time with you as you ascend into the top 10% of your class, the class of 2020. I know that you will go forward and produce great things as you did in my class. If there is anything that you need from me, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be there for you.
Greetings, parents, faculty, and staff, students. This evening, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Alexa Barham as one of our top 10 scholars for the graduating class of 2020. I remember Alexa entering my AP US History class 2 years ago with a very confused and serious look on her face. By the second day of class, Alexia was full of smiles and more relaxed. I guess she realized Ms. Stevens is not so scary after all. From that moment on, we developed a strong student-teacher bond. I often tease Alexa by saying, "Alexa, turn off lights. Alexa, turn on project." She hated this, but she always laughed because she thought it was funny and knew it was endearing. Of course, she would always correct me when it came to the pronunciation of her name. I would call her Alexa. She would laugh and say, "Miss Stevens, my name is Alexia." I continued to do it on purpose because I saw it made her laugh. Although quiet, Alexia is very committed to her learning, as evidence of her earning a spot in the top 10% of a graduating class. She shows extreme determination and is very persistent. Over the years, I have watched Alexia grow and take on whatever academic challenges that cross her path. She accepted each with grace and tenacity, hence her favorite quote, "Nobody's going to do your life for you." This is a principle that truly defines Alexia. She realized at an early age that the key to her success rests with her and her alone. In addition to her commitment to academics, Alexia has committed her time to community service. She has volunteered with Easter Seal's Miami Summer Camp, where she helped to mold the minds of younger children. She was also an active member of the Caribbean Cultural Club at school, a member of the Indian Student Association and the school's tech program. Alexia's future goals include attending the University of Florida and majoring in accounting with aspirations of becoming an entrepreneur. Alexia, your personal and academic growth over the years has not only impressed me, but it demonstrates to the community and the wider world that you're someone who is focused, hardworking, and determined. I admire your positive attitude, your drive and persistence, and your desire to become boss lady. I am so very proud of you and the accomplishments you have already achieved, and I look forward to those that await you. You are destined for success, and it has been my pleasure to be your teacher. Congratulations.
Hello, students and faculty here at the Top 10% virtual program. I have been just lucky to introduce this wonderful young lady who I had the distinct pleasure of coaching and teaching in the classroom in my time here at Miramar High School. And I can think of one word to describe this young lady perfectly, and I think that's tenacity. Between the soccer pitch and the classroom, she has shown just the drive and will to get anything and everything done. One quick thing is that when she was on the soccer field, she didn't have much experience at first, but I'll tell you right now, it didn't matter this challenge situation or defensive matchup. She did her best, no matter if she was hurt, if she wasn't, and she stayed focused the entire time and accomplished whatever we asked of her on that field. And that's basically the same thing I think she does in the classroom. And she does it extremely well, which you wouldn't see her here if she didn't. Top 10%, that's an accomplishment. And I can't wait to see what she does at Broward College and going forward in her life. And I have the distinct pleasure to introducing Joni Toussaint to everybody. Thank you.
Mr. Brian Calley, or Cadet Captain Brian Calley, one of my premier aviation students in this great class of 2020, a great Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University dual enrollment student. It's been a privilege to have you as an aviation student these last 4 years. You have wowed our Civil Air Patrol program with your many accomplishments. Orientation rides, numerous encampments, serving as a cadet and then later as staff commanders in these encampments. Numerous Florida Wing Leadership Academies attended. Deputy Cadet Commander your junior year and Cadet Commander this school year, 2019-2020. You're probably one of three in the years that we've had our Civil Air Patrol unit promoted to Cadet Captain with your achievement of the Amelia Earhart Award, which is very prestigious. Only 5% of cadets ever get that far in the cadet program. I wish you nothing but the best when you go to the Citadel. God bless you, you and your family. All the best. Stay safe.
Hi, Amber. I'm excited to celebrate with you your ascension into the top 10%. I know that you will go forward and do great things as you did while you were in my class. You've already made one great decision, and that's to attend the best university in the nation, in the country, in the world, the Florida State University. Go on and be great. Go Noles.
evening, Patriots. This is Mr. Francois, and I have the privilege of introducing Ashanti Jermison. True story. I called her earlier today to get more information about her and just to double check to make sure if she really meant for me to introduce her. Um, I don't have that many students who want me to introduce them. Usually, I'm viewed as the bad guy sometimes. But when I called her, I said, "Hey, did you mean to have me introduce you?" And she said, "Yeah, you're a cool guy, and I think that I may have disappointed my teachers. So I picked an AP who can come and introduce me. And I want to tell you right now, Shanti, you did not disappoint us. No one becomes a top 10% recipient by accident. That means that the last 4 years you worked hard to get to this point. You had to sacrifice. I know a lot of times you may want to hang out and not turn in works, but in order for you to get to this point, that means you worked hard. And I don't want you to feel bad for anything. You did not disappoint us here at Miramar High School. You were a great student, and we really, really, really wish you the best. I know when you become a politician, I know that's one of your career plans. Don't forget about us. Make us super proud of you by getting into power and making laws that change, that hopefully increases our salaries so that we can continue to grow other Ashantis and push them to become the leaders of tomorrow. I know you're going to be a great student. I know you're going to do well wherever you go. You put down that you're going to UCF, but wherever you go, you're going to be great. And I just want to make sure that you know that and you heard that from us, that we believe in you. We know you're going to do great things in the future. Just don't forget about us. Remember, when you become the next senator, hey, you never know, you might even become the president one day. Don't forget about teachers. Don't forget about us. And we truly do love and care for you. I want to introduce again Ashanti Jermison. And hey, you guys better give it up to her. One day she might just be our first female president.
Whenever I look at Sylvia Obiagu, she is smiling. She could be having a great day, or she could have just finished a difficult test. Either way, her positive countenance remains. Some could take this kindness for weakness or naivety, but in actuality, this is one of Sylvia's strengths, which she intends to take into her future career as a nurse practitioner. Her favorite quote by Helen Keller says, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement." It is through her hopefulness and cheerfulness that Sylvia will continue to strive to reach her full potential. Sylvia, remember your chemistry life lessons. Continue to live your life like a proton and stay positive.
It. What is it? Generally speaking, students like Brianna Racine don't get too attached to their teachers because, frankly put, they don't need us. Now, who is this they I'm speaking of? They, in this case, is the group of students that just have it. They naturally have it. And Brianna, whatever it is, you have it. I feel like on one hand I've been teaching you for your entire high school career, which I have. But on the other hand, I feel like I haven't taught you a thing. Although the results, which I will gladly take credit for, say otherwise. And yeah, it's that 5 you got in my IB course last year. Now, before I keep rambling and getting into all the accolades, I need to speak to who you are inside, who you are as a person, not as a student. Because inside, the Brianna that I have met this entire year is the one that leaves me speechless. You've been through more than I could ever imagine since you started with me 4 years ago, and where you are today would be nothing short of miraculous for your average student. Now, maybe you learned a few things from me in class, or it could have been in the after-school tutoring sessions, or during lunch when you were just looking for a retreat, or even during those bathroom breaks from one of your other classes when you just needed to vent. Either way, I knew you always came to see me as more than just a teacher, but as a friend. And I personally look forward to this friendship continuing as you offer your gift to the rest of the world. Whatever that gift may be. You know, it.
It is an honor to introduce to you this wonderful student. This young lady is every teacher's dream student. She's focused, she's dedicated, she's hardworking, she gives her best effort. She's quiet, but she's a leader. This young lady listens to what everyone has to say, and then when it's her turn, she speaks and gives us a new perspective on things and moves the discussions forward. When it's time to do group work, she gently directs the group and organizes what each will do. She has this grace about her that attracts people to work and create great results with her. This young girl also carries the sweetest smile on her face and tackles every task with confidence. And just as she carries herself in the classroom, she does so also while serving our community. She's generous with her time and energy in helping those around her and making our community better. She not only participates but encourages those around her to put their best effort forward in community service projects and projects at our school as well. This young lady plans to study education at the University of Central Florida, and to her I say, thank you for being an example to those around you. I have greatly enjoyed speaking with you, working together with you, hearing your ideas, seeing how you easily tackle tasks thrown your way. I know you are going to do great things in your future and will continue to bless those around you. I love you very much and send you a big hug. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Talia White. It is an honor to introduce this outstanding and sweet young lady. She is quiet, but my goodness is she determined and independent. She perseveres and tackles every challenge with confidence. This young lady is kind-hearted and carries the sweetest smile on her face. She's the type of person that can brighten someone's day by just being around them. In addition to the heavy workload IB puts on her, she's a committed and active member of our community. She is passionate about helping others and generous with her time and effort in making our environment better. She will be attending Florida Atlantic University to pursue a career in medicine. She's planning on becoming a surgeon. To this young lady I say, it has been a blessing having you as my student. I love seeing the way you carry yourself with your close friends, all your peers, and your teachers. In good times and in stressful times, you are calm. You have this peace that is so contagious. You always meet challenges with confidence and the sweetest smile on your face. Continue to tackle every goal you set for yourself. I know you're going to do great things. I love you and I send you the biggest hug. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Michaela Simpson.
Miss Kalechi Ogbina, I think that's the first time I ever said your last name, has been one of my favorite students over the past 2 years. You are in love with learning, and that passion shows up in the classroom, and I'm happy to have been your teacher. I will always remember you moving close to the front of the class, always to my right, when the lesson is being taught, and that look of excitement in your face gave me the energy to teach. It is students like you that remind me of why I love this profession. I have all the confidence in your ability, and you will definitely do great things in life. I am happy I was able to be a small part of the excellence you exude. You are what I think of when I say Black girl magic. You are a beautiful person, resilient, genuine, thoughtful, and caring. Mr. White's words of wisdom or wows, keep being you because no one else can compete.
It is an honor to present this outstanding young man to you. He is a bright, determined, and self-driven person who constantly looks for ways to grow and improve himself. This young man may seem like a shy person, but he truly listens and thinks before he speaks and acts. He has that skill that many of us wish we had. He's extremely insightful and is able to provide other people with a new perspective. He is a focused young man that sets goals for himself and works hard until he achieves them. Additionally, he is caring and thoughtful. He comes into class asking how I'm doing, looking for ways to help those around him, and goes out of his way to do so. Something that I envy about this young man is his ability to stay calm despite of the situation. While I have seen some of his peers stressing about exams, work, and any other circumstance or struggle, this kid always keeps his cool. His favorite quote by Nipsey Hussle says, "Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward." I have seen him do this, and my goodness, does he take those 10 steps forward. This young man is passionate about cars and plans on obtaining a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and a master's degree in business administration at the University of Central Florida. To him I say, I know you will achieve your goals. You have the intelligence, the heart, and the will to do so. Keep that peace that is contagious to all of those around you, and always face this world with that beautiful smile on your face. Go out there and continue to work hard. You will reach your dreams. I love you very much, and I wish you the absolute best. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Brian Williams.
Often, we hear our lives compared to this roller coaster, and that we're only along for the ride. Well, I can tell you one thing. Joemi has been on one hell of a ride through high school, and I'm thankful she's made a few stops at Miramar along the way. Now, I won't go as far as saying that I enjoyed being the backdrop of some pretty awkward TikTok videos, and the constant bugging me to get in one too. But just having Joemi around was more than enough to offset the bumps on this roller coaster ride we call high school. As most of you know, Joemi left us for a little while, which was a tough time for some of her friends in and of itself. Losing a quality student like that was a major blow to me as well. However, getting weekly emails from her, updating me on her situation and how things were going, kept her ever present in my mind. I wondered at what point how great of a student she could have been with my teachings. And to my surprise, all that wondering came back to reality. Joemi returned to Miramar and instantly revitalized the class and my spirits. What most students fail to understand is how a select few of them can help motivate us to better ourselves. Joemi is that student. As her favorite quote states, "Life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not." And she's right. This was going to happen, no matter where we were and whether we made it or not. So I might as well do my best to be my best, just like I could always count on her to be. Congratulations, Joemi. You deserve it.
Hey, Michael Sandels, congratulations, you made it. 4 years in the aviation program. It's been a sincere pleasure to have you as a student since your freshman year. You've done very well in the aviation program. You excelled in the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University dual enrollment program. You excelled in the Civil Air Patrol, doing the orientation flights, going to encampment. The most impressive thing that you did a year ago when we went to Falcon Cove Middle School for Red Ribbon Leadership Academy, you did an excellent presentation in front of those middle schoolers, and I was very proud of you. I wish you nothing but the best in this field of aviation. You and your family stay safe. God bless you. Take care.
Hi, Mrs. Gonzalez, and I have the pleasure of introducing Fide Bruni as one of Miramar High School top 10 graduating seniors. There's been so many times this young man has come to my class to just sit and soak in everything. He's a quiet force, observant, and humble. Many times, because he is so quiet, you only notice him looking at you and smiling. Those are the times you forget his force. Then you hear him speak and you smile because you realize he's focused and he's working towards a goal, hence his quiet force. Fide's favorite quote is, "I do what I have to do today to allow myself to do what I want tomorrow." When I initially heard his quote, I was surprised. But then I thought about the Fide I know, the quiet force. I thought of him as a student, and I realized this quote fit him to a T. You see, Fide gets it done. He gets it done no matter what. He focuses on his goal and he works towards it. This is his goal. He wanted to go to the University of Central Florida. He decided to study accounting, and he knew what he had to do to get there. He used that goal as his springboard. He joined numerous clubs at school and volunteered at several places. One that stood out to me was the Miami Rescue Mission, which is very fitting for such a humble young man. With all that being said, over the 4 years I've known Fide, the quality that I have admired the most that will get him through this thing called life is his sense of loyalty. He's a loyal friend. I've watched over the years as he supports his friends, advises them, and is always present, even if it's just for an air. I am very proud of the young man he has become. Congratulations, Fide. The University of Central Florida is lucky to have you.
Years have passed already. I had Jaria in my chemistry class 5th period, 3 years ago as a freshman. Jaria worked extremely hard in that class, so much that I honestly had no idea she was a freshman for the first 3 quarters. She excelled, always helping out her friends with difficult concepts. I eventually used her as my teaching assistant, where I gave her a small group of students to teach on the side of the classroom. From these observations, I naturally tried to coach her to pursue a career in the sciences, but Jaria has her own will and way about her. There's no telling her what to do because her mind is already made up. And to be clear, not in the childish way. She has meticulously thought out and planned what she wants. She's mature beyond her years, goal-driven, but not afraid to listen to advice when it's difficult to hear. I'll forever remember Jaria as a student I accidentally made cry in my class. I constantly pushed her to her breaking point because I saw something in her even 4 years ago. I saw a passion and a drive that will never be extinguished. So I taught her like I would at my own daughter. I only wanted what was best for her, to live up to her potential and to use her given talents and knowledge to help those around her. She has never let me down. She joined many organizations to do just that. Jaria exemplifies characteristics of a true humanitarian. Her volunteer experience is a testament to her character. She mentors children at the local middle school and helps inner city students during the summer to succeed in reading, writing, and math for the upcoming school year. She is actively involved in the Principal Advisory Board, in which she consults with the principal to incite change on campus to benefit her fellow students. After a recent and unfortunate incident occurring in our school district, Jaria's morality and determination to fight for what was right radiated as she worked to organize a rally to evoke awareness and change to end police brutality. She mentors the youth in her school through Mentoring Tomorrow's Leader program, in which she is the elected president. She inspires at-risk students that not only struggle at home, but academically, modeling behavior for those that need guidance to stay on track for graduation. It's no surprise Jaria wants to pursue a degree in the political science and attend law school. Even though you have been extremely busy for the past few years, you've never left my mind. I miss our after-school discussions, but I knew you were out there making a difference, making me proud. You are forever my daughter. Congratulations in being in the top 10%. Good luck in all that you do. It's not goodbye. See you later.
Kyler Dixon and I took some time to get to know each other. There were times during her junior year when I would look over at her and she would have this skeptical expression on her face, like she was questioning, like she wasn't sure she wanted to be a fellow traveler on my journey through history. I thought she wasn't interested. I couldn't have been more wrong. Kyler was one of those students that I really didn't get to know until her senior year. We didn't talk much during her junior year, but this year I found myself engaged in conversation after conversation with Kyler. And that's when I found out, oh yeah, she was interested. It's just that she wasn't content with just memorizing something. She wanted to know more. She wanted to dig deeper. You know, Kyler's favorite quotation comes from businessman Harvey Mackay. The first part reads, "An optimist understands that life can be a bumpy road, but at least it's leading somewhere." If you had any doubt about Kyler's optimism, you just have to look at her extracurricular activities. She's a member of Hope Sunshine Club, a member of Health and Wellness, and a member of the Black Women's Student Union, which helps to empower young women. Kyler is now headed to FAU to study psychiatry. That's a perfect profession for someone who's not content to just scratch the surface. Kyler, I know you'll listen to those who need you, because I know you'll never be content unless you dig deeper. Good luck.
Hey Sasha, I want to wish you the best of luck in your future studies. I know you're going to do great things. You're such a smart young lady. It was a pleasure having you in my class. I'm going to miss you a lot, especially your attitude and your personality. I remember I always used to say, Sasha, why are you late? But it was awesome just having you in my class anytime possible. I'm going to miss you again, and please stay in contact. You know how to reach me. You have my email. You have Remind. No excuses, all right? And talk to you soon. Bye.
Carbon, an essential element for all life, and with it, we can change its properties under life conditions. With time, extreme pressure, and heat, this carbon can be a diamond, the hardest natural substance that no other natural substance can scratch. I taught Nathaniel 2 years ago in my chemistry honors class, and will forever know him as Altered Carbon. He was a quiet, reserved student, and as teachers, it's the quiet students that we usually need to focus on, because we fear they are not understanding the material. But no, not Nathaniel. His stillness, I realized, is him capturing moments and taking in lessons. He takes his time. He's an observer, one who will learn from life experiences and everything around him. He has a sense of calming presence and never showing any sign of stress in my class, which is in itself quite impressive. I do like having a little bit of fun stressing the students. I admire his tenacity, his work ethic, his drive. Over the progression of the course in the next few years, I noticed a more confident and outspoken side of Nathaniel. He became more comfortable in his own skin. He was altered forever at Miramar into an amazing student and friend. Takeshi Kovacs said, "Time is the greatest of all warriors. What it does not destroy, it alters beyond recognition." I can barely recognize the man you've become. I'm so excited for what the future holds for you. Take notice, this guy has something up his sleeve. Congratulations on being in the top 10%. I wish you all the best success in software engineering.
Good evening, Patriots. This is Mr. Francois, and I have the honor tonight of introducing our next top 10% recipient. Her name is Amaya Mason. I knew her as the class of 2020 secretary, but she also had various other leadership roles within the Imperial Fashion Club and also with MTL. But I can only speak for my encounters with her as a genuine leader and secretary with the class of 2020. Maya's been an amazing person, very authentic, very sweet. I remember the first time I met her was last year when she was helping out with class of 2019. And when I first met her, she came in and she just really sat down and was ready to work. Although it wasn't her class, she still helped out with class of 2019, and that experience allowed her to be a phenomenal class of 2020 secretary. She's very amazing. She's authentic. She's mature. She's accountable. And she does all this not to get clout or get pats on the back, but she genuinely loves people and she genuinely wants the best for everyone. And it's no wonder that her career pathway is going to be a nurse, because I can see her being that loving nurse who's helping her patients and making sure that they're having the best experience. Amaya, you are truly genuine. You are a gem. The class of 2020, you really need to give it up for her, because she really did all that she can to make this year the best year as possible. I'm proud of her. It's actually my privilege of having her work hand in hand with me to make the class of 2020 the best class in Miramar history. So I wish you the best. Congratulations. You were able to do all these things and still have one of the top 10 GPAs and academic accolades at Miramar. That shows that you're hardworking and you're caring. So I appreciate you. I love you. And I know you're going to be the best nurse ever. Um, Please stay in touch. And I can't wait to when all this over so I can give you an official hug because you really deserve it. I'm proud of you and thank you for selecting me to introduce you. And I hope my speech was good enough. Just again, this is my first time ever doing this, and I don't know the format, but I hope I did a great job of introducing you. Again, I introduced to you guys Amaya Amazing Mason.
By some strange twist of fate, or perhaps just his curriculum choices, I've had the opportunity to have James Egbert in one of my classes for every year of his high school career. That's right, every year. Throughout that time, I've learned when and how to push him academically, but I've also learned when I need to lay off and allow him to motivate himself. It is at those times that he demonstrates his brilliance. His favorite quote is per aspera ad astra, which means through hardships to the stars. Despite the fact that James has had his share of hardships, as most students do, I can truly say that I'm proud of the person he's grown into and the fact that he's made the decision to fight through difficulties to arrive at his successes and will eventually arrive at those stars. James has earned the Dean's Scholarship at Nova Southeastern University, where he plans to pursue a future pharmacy career. As part of my chemistry crew, don't forget, James, that you take up space and you have mass. So your presence will always matter.
Hi, Kayla. I send you this message as I honor and celebrate you for making the top 10% of your class, the class of 2020. I pray that as you go forward, you remember how important it is to take care of yourself and to take care of business. May you flourish going forward, and if you need anything, please don't forget to reach out to me. I'll be there for you.
It is my pleasure to introduce this extraordinary and intelligent young lady. She's a person that strives to be the best that she can be as a daughter, a sister, a student, and friend. She possesses great problem-solving skills and easily tackles each challenge that she is presented with. She has proven to be a strong and positive leader in class, as well as in different projects that she has helped coordinate in school and in our community. It has been a blessing having her as my student. This young lady is so optimistic, caring, and mature. I often see her surrounded by her friends who ask her for advice or assistance, and she is always willing to give a helping hand. She's kind-hearted and generous with her time and help, and never expects anything in return. She always has a smile on her face. Her personality is one that brightens up any room that she walks into, and has the ability to easily connect with people. This young lady plans on going into health services and will be attending Florida International University. Her favorite quote is, "I'm going to go stand outside. If anyone asks, I'm outstanding." And to her I say, indeed you are. You are extraordinary. I have been so lucky to be your teacher. I look forward to hearing about your successes because I know you will achieve any goal you set for yourself. I love you very much and send you the biggest hug. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Isma Zia. It is with great pleasure and pride that I introduce this young lady to you. She is an extraordinary and bright young woman. She has the ability to connect with people and influence them positively, making her a strong leader. She's not shy to speak her mind, but she always does so with respect toward everyone around her. I have seen her grow into a beautiful young lady that is proud of her roots and projects her values onto others. She also embraces everyone else's culture and loves to learn about them. Our community has also benefited from this dedicated young lady. She is a member of many, many clubs at our school and has participated in numerous projects to better our community. This bright young woman is going to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, FAMU, and will focus on pharmacy and business administration. To her I say, I know I am your teacher and have taught you a few things. However, I have learned so much from you as well. Thank you for opening your heart to me in your essays and allowing me to see where you came from and where you are headed. Thank you for including me and for sharing with me. I know that you will succeed in reaching your dreams. I have no doubt about it. I love you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Nkechi Anyenwe.
Tamia, Tamia, Tamia. Thank you so much for even considering me as one of your favorite teachers. I am so honored coming from such an amazing young woman like yourself. From day one, I've always loved you. You're just an amazing kid. I don't know what else to say. You are the bomb, okay? But I just want to really give you a shout out. Congratulations on reaching this milestone. I see greatness in you. I always tell you this. If I haven't told you, trust me, I tell everyone else. Nothing but amazing things about you. And I just can't wait till you make it to the finish line, girl. And when you make it there, please come back and tell me everything that you did, because I know it's going to be an amazing story. I'll miss you. Stay in touch. And until we meet again.
It is my pleasure to introduce this intelligent and extraordinary young lady. She continuously strives to be the best that she can be and perseveres through any task despite how challenging it may be, and always with a smile on her face. Having her as my student has been a pleasure. This young lady is enthusiastic, spirited, and kind-hearted. She is a member of several clubs at our school and is an active member of her church and our community. She is heading to Florida State University to become an obstetrician. Her favorite quote by Confucius says, "The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence." To this young lady I say, I have seen what an amazing and intelligent person you are. I know you will continue to do great things in everything you set your mind to. I love you very much and send you the biggest hug. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Alicia Francois.
Delon, I just want to let you know that I am honored that you chose me as your favorite teacher. And I just want to congratulate you on such a huge accomplishment, graduating from high school. I just want to, share some great and fond memories that I've had with you over the past 2 years. Honestly, from the day you walked in, we clicked. And, no one else understood my sarcasm like you. So you're an amazing kid. And I can definitely see a bright future. So my best advice that I would give to you is to give it time, and your efforts will definitely pay off.
Tanil, oh my God, girl. I can't believe you're graduating. You're finally a senior. That's it. You're an adult. You're ready to go. I wish you the best of luck in everything you do. You're a very bright girl. I'm gonna miss you. but I know you're going to keep in touch with me. And you better, girl. No excuses. I love you so much, so much, so much. You have no idea. You hold a really big part of my heart. And I'm going to miss all those times you come into my class and just sit and talk. And that meant a lot to me. So wish you the best, okay? Love you. Bye.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce this young man to you. He is a hardworking, talented, and bright young man. He has one of the kindest hearts that I have ever seen and is a selfless person. Aside from being very responsible, getting things done without any complaint, and exceeding expectations, this kid is always looking for ways to help those around him. He never waits to get asked to do something. If he sees he can be of some help, he drops whatever it is he's doing and rushes to help. I have witnessed how he keeps calm and confident through different situations. No matter the workload, exams, or any challenge, he stays calm, prepares, and completes the task at hand without letting anything wipe that smile off his face. This young man is the kind of person that brightens the room when he walks in and has the ability to easily connect with people. He will be attending the University of Central Florida and is looking forward to building up multiple companies and eventually owning a major car shop. To this young man, I say, I admire how you always keep your cool, how you face every challenge with a smile on your face, how you see good in people and are always willing to lend a helping hand. Continue to be you. I know you are going to get far and achieve the goals you set for yourself. I love you and wish you the absolute best. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dave Jean-Francois.
I have the pleasure of introducing Melanie Mendoza as a top 10% student. I've gotten to know Melanie for the last 2 years in anthropology class. She was an extremely sociable student, and I really enjoyed having her in class. She was always one of the first to participate in class discussions and shared great ideas and laughter with our class. Melanie's favorite quote is, "Everything seems impossible until it's done." Her quote is very representative of her work ethic and dedication as a student. I have no doubt that anything Melanie sets her mind to, she will achieve. Melanie is going to Florida International University and intends on studying nursing to one day become a nurse practitioner. Melanie's future goals certainly represent her compassionate nature that she's already demonstrated in her high school career as a member of MTL and Latinos in Action. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see what kinds of things you achieve in the future. Thank you for choosing me to introduce you, Melanie, and congratulations on this wonderful accomplishment. You deserve it.
It is with the proudest of hearts that I introduce this young lady to you. Academically, she is bright, responsible, resourceful, dedicated, and outstanding. She is passionate about learning and always tackles her tasks with a smile on her face and a positive attitude. This young lady embraces every opportunity to become the best that she can be, even when it is through a tough challenge. I have witnessed this young girl face difficulties in her personal life. However, she stays calm and chooses to do what is right. She is the bigger person. I am extremely proud and inspired by her, as I have seen her rise higher than expected, not only growing from her experiences, but helping others do the same. This young lady is an amazing leader and an inspiration to many. She is generous with her love, her time, and her efforts in helping people heal spiritually and emotionally. To her I say, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for taking me with you on this journey and allowing me to witness your amazing growth into the young woman that you have become. I am extremely proud of you, and I know that you will do amazing things with your life. Keep going, my sweet girl. You will get very far and will achieve anything that you set your heart to. I love you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady will be attending Nova Southeastern University to become a behavioral neuroscientist and entrepreneur. She plans on turning her organization, Lavish Me in Spirit, into a global organization that will provide aid to people suffering in silence. Ladies and gentlemen, this amazing girl is Tonya Ellison.
Good evening, parents, students, faculty, and staff. It is an honor and a privilege to be asked to present this wonderful young lady as part of Miramar's top 10% for the graduating class of 2020. I was surprised when a student picked me as their favorite teacher. I remember when I first met Trisha Spence, and I gave her the nickname Panera Bread. Trisha was in my U.S. History Honors class and would finish as my top student. She would become one of the students I could depend on and trust in the class. She's a hard worker, clever, and not afraid to speak her mind, and very opinionated. I can remember hearing her say, "Nuh-uh, Coach Ben," with a stern look on her face. She is the treasurer of the SGA, a member of HOSA, and the National Honor Society. After graduating high school, she plans to attend FAU and major in science to become a dermatologist. Her favorite quote is, "You do not just wake up and become a butterfly. Growth is a process," by Rupi Kaur. Well, I would say, Trisha, you're becoming an extraordinary butterfly in your own way and has a bright future ahead of you. I can't wait to hear about all your accomplishments in the future. With any further ado, Trisha Spence, you are part of Miramar history. Now, as class of 2020 top 10%, congratulations.
Hi, Patriot family. Mr. Reed here. I miss you guys so much. I hope everyone is doing well and is safe and healthy. Congratulations to everyone on being in the top 10% of the class of 2020. Tonight, I have the privilege of presenting one of my favorite Patriots, Frandeline Corville. I've gotten to know Franny since day one of her freshman year. And over these 4 years, I've seen you grow in many ways. As a student, as a leader, and most of all, a believer in yourself and what you're capable of accomplishing. Your senior year, you've done some of the things we've talked about that I knew you wanted to do. From becoming an officer in the Mentoring Tomorrow's Leaders program, to joining the Triple Threat Dancers, and now finally being in the top 10% of your class. I wish you luck as you continue your education as a Florida Atlantic Owl, studying forensic science in pursuit of a career with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Franny wants to leave us with one of her favorite quotes from Gandhi: "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Congratulations, Franny, and all the members of the top 10% of the class of 2020. Stay safe, and I hope to see you all soon.
I am starting this out with a quote by Woodrow Wilson. "You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with the finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget that errand." Class of 2020, top 10%. You have a great mission ahead of you. I think I can safely say that no class has had to overcome obstacles that you have. What impresses me the most is the courage and fortitude you have demonstrated in finishing your senior year. I have enjoyed this class tremendously, and I look forward to hearing all of the great things that you will accomplish. If this difficult time has taught us anything, it is the importance of being a leader and embracing challenges, making the world a more humane place. You are tomorrow's leaders, and this gives me great hope. In the 4 years I have known you, you have demonstrated compassion, empathy, strength, and determination. I know your parents are proud of you and know that your teachers are as well. As Woodrow Wilson said, you are here to enrich the world. Good luck, class of 2020.
Hey everybody, I'm Patty Good, your District 2 school board member, and I'm here to be a part of the top 10% recognition at Miramar High School. Each and every year I attend your celebration and I get to hear each of your teachers recognize the students for their hard work all year long, and each time it's a memorable moment. I know it's a little different this year, but it's so important that we take the time to celebrate you all, the top 10% of the class of 2020. So again, congratulations. I'm so proud to be a part of it. And of course, to the class of 2020, congrats, go Patriots!
Hello, Miramar High School Patriots. Congratulations, class 2020. I know this year has been an extraordinary year, but you will go down in history as being perhaps this nation's most resilient class. On behalf of the city of Miramar, we congratulate you on your accomplishments in graduating from high school. Whether you go on to college, to serve in our armed forces, or to go right into the workforce, we are just so excited about you and your contributions to our society. As you part these days, especially when dealing with the graduation of not actually being able to sit in an auditorium to celebrate with your family and friends, do know virtually we love you still the same. And remember this final message: be bold in everything that you do. It's an acronym that I live by. B stands for blessed. You're blessed. You come from good stock. Your family takes care of you. You have a loving principal and staff, and you have a community that supports you. O stands for, because of that blessing, you're obligated. You're obligated to do your best, to be the best that you can be. L stands for leaders. And you are definitely leaders, especially showing us what it means to be resilient during very tough times. And D stands for dare to be great. Be great in everything that you do. You don't need permission to be great. So when you put it all together, BOLD really stands for blessed, obligated.